What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back, and I'm here today to talk about the importance of one Daniel James. Yes, some of you are like, what? This is a real thing, people, and I'll explain why. I also want to just go in a little deeper on the signing of Isaac Schmidt and just follow up on some points I made yesterday, because with some clarity, I'm starting to wonder if Leeds United have wasted a whole transfer fee on one player. Get into that in just a moment. But listen, before I get into the whole video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, of course, drop your comments below. Thank you to Zombie Cat, who's become a member of the channel. Big up to all my members. If you want to become a member, the link is in the description. And thank you to John Abbott for a super thanks on yesterday's video. Much appreciated, John, for that kind of support. Now, listen, we won that game yesterday very comfortably, right? There was no problem with Plymouth. I mean, they barely turned up, and that's probably being generous. But what I want to highlight is Daniel James. And going into the game, he was a doubt that he was even going to play. But he shows his importance at this level so many times that it's vital that we keep him fit, or he keeps himself fit as well. He's not the best player on the team. Just before anyone says these kind of things, like, oh, I thought you said this and that's the best player. But you have to put context into this. We're in the championship. This is a very different league. It's not a very technical league. We've got very technical players. But what Daniel James gives us is like what he gave us yesterday. We're struggling. You know, the build-up's slow. It's laborious. We're not getting anywhere. Then Dan James out of nowhere will just hit one nice toe poke into the top corner. But that is what Daniel James is capable of. I know he frustrates people with some of his final product and on other occasions. But the thing is with Daniel James, he gets himself into those positions to make those mistakes anyway. And at this level, he will get 3, 4 chances to get it right. That's what you get. That's what you don't get in the Premier League. And at this level for Daniel James, it is key that we keep him fit. It's absolutely key. He's so important to just a difference maker in a way that like Nanto isn't, Ramazani. Let's hope Ramazani gets fit soon. It's a different kind of difference maker. Nanto will take 2, 3 players out while trying to dribble through or move around, find space. Daniel James will just pace and power, bulldoze his way through a defense, and there's nothing they can do about it except for chop him down, which then gives us scope to get further up the pitch because he's drawing fouls. He is just so important. And last season he got 13 goals. He's got 2 at the minute. I think he can better it, but it all depends on his health. And we know that he's having, or had, or sorry, I should say, having hamstring issues, which hopefully is nothing serious, and that he manages that right, because we are going to need him. We're going to need goals from all sources this season. We know that we need to spread it around a bit more. Can't be so reliant on just 1, 2 players to be our talisman. But Dan James, he underlines his importance for me every time he plays in this division. And I just want to give him his flowers, man, because when we are looking a little bit ordinary, when we are looking a little bit devoid of ideas, Dan James will just it's one of those things where you've got thinking footballers and then you got ones that just act on instinct. That's Dan James. He'll just say, you know what, I'm just going to hit this one. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm just going to cross it here. And hopefully people are in the box. He's just that kind of player, and you need that at this level. You absolutely do need it. So big up to DJ, man. Let's hope that he stays fit, stays healthy, because he's going to be a key component for us going forward. And of course, our other wingers need to get fit. You know, Ramazani, who's currently injured, we need him back as soon as possible. And of course, we need Manor Solomon to show us a little bit more for what we're paying at this moment in time. It's going to be very interesting with Manor Solomon. Not going to speak on that one today, but he did look better in yesterday's game. But obviously, for the kind of money we're paying, we need a little bit more. So hopefully that will come against Millwall. Who else I want to speak about is Isaac Schmidt. And we had a big discussion in the match reaction yesterday about where is Isaac Schmidt. And congratulations, by the way, to Chambers and Charlie Crew, who made their senior debuts yesterday. But if you're Isaac Schmidt looking at this, you're a fullback that's come in. You know you're not going to be first choice. It's pretty much obvious that it's going to be Bogle and Firpo. But you're thinking, I will get my opportunities here and there. And so far, we are now in November. We have hardly seen anything of him. And I said yesterday, has he even played 2 games yet? How many games has he actually played off the bench? Well, here are the figures, people. He has played a grand total of 10 minutes, 10 off the bench, and 8 minutes was in one, 1 minute in another, 1 minute in another. He's played in 3 matches in total 10 minutes. What? And we have had our fullbacks come off this, so it's not a case of well, our fullbacks are just playing 90 minutes and this and that. No, we've made changes in order to get in other fullbacks to come on and fill in spots. More notably, when Junior Firpo was on his fifth yellow card, he came off, Byram comes on. The previous two games, if you're going to start him, it's going to be one of these games, especially against Plymouth, and he's nowhere to be seen. And I'm just wondering now, are we in a position where it's going to be one of these again, much like Tanaka and Rothwell, where it's going to take Bogle being out and Firpo being out, and please touch wood that does not happen, please. But is it going to take that in order for Daniel Farker to start him, where it's going to be probably Byram on the right, Schmidt on the left? Is it going to be another one of those scenarios? Because at this moment in time, people, my feeling of it on this is we've wasted a transfer fee on this player. We've wasted it. We could have just got in a loan who could have done this kind of work. You get in a loan who plays these kind of charity minutes, and it's low cost. You still have to pay for it, but it's a lower cost than paying nearly £3 million on a permanent signing. And listen, we're not going to get a slam dunk on every transfer. We've actually done pretty well. But when you look around the market, and I went through this summer with you guys, there are so many fallback options, so many that you could get, even on loan. And it just seems that we've taken our time. It seems like we did our due diligence before signing, but once he's in, it's obvious that there must be something in training that Danny Farker just doesn't like. And we know, this is on the manager. This isn't for us. We don't know what's going on in training. But it's just so weird that we spent nearly £3 million on a fullback, an attacking fullback, and he's played 10 minutes. And obviously, the game against Plymouth isn't on this list, but he played no minutes yesterday. That's it's kind of blowing my mind, and I do feel that maybe there is some buyers regretting this one, and that Leeds United probably want that one back because otherwise, I just have no other explanation as to why Isaac Schmidt is not even seeing 10, 20 minutes at times when we've been comfortable in a lot of games, or when we've needed a goal and we've needed that attacking impetus on the pitch. It's just a very weird one for me, and it's going to be interesting. In January for me is going to be very interesting for this football club because there's more work. I think that needs to be done than we actually realize. I think that there's some questionable futures, i.e., Gilhart, Bamford. I think that if the central midfielders aren't progressing with their injuries in Gruev and Ampadu, we may have to move into the market there. But if Schmidt isn't, also Manuel Solomon, that may also need to be revised. And also as well with the fullback position, because if Schmidt is still getting these kind of minutes, he's not going to be happy with this. And I do wonder what he's thinking yesterday, seeing two youngsters come on the pitch in a very comfortable game and thinking, why am I here? What am I doing here? What's the point? January is going to be a very, very interesting month for us. Very, very interesting for a lot of reasons. And I can't wait to delve into that nearer to the time. But yeah, I just want to get your thoughts on it, man. Schmidt, is that a wasted transfer? Should we have just loaned a player from the Premier League on for a lower cost overall? That is the video for today, people. Hope you've enjoyed it. Leeds United trucking on, currently in second before Burnley playing Millwall. Like the video before you go, and I'll see you in the next one, people. Peace out. Smooth.